So as you guys know, I've been a bit absent lately. I'm not going to focus on that right now. All I'm going to do is react to Muse, Citizen Erased, XX, Anniversary RemiXX, brackets, official audio. First of all, I actually love this remixed cover they have. I haven't been listening to any music lately. I haven't been following anything to do with Muse. So all I know is that this is a 20-year anniversary of Origin of Symmetry, and they've released Citizen Erased and Megalomania remixed. I heard like the first 10 seconds of this. That's all I've heard. I don't know what they changed. I saw something about maybe strings were re-recorded. Anyways, let's get into it. Citizen Erased is not one of my top 5 Muse songs, and I know a lot of people it is. So if I don't react as insanely hyped as all of you guys would, that's why. I don't need my glasses for this because I'm not reading anything. I actually still love this song though. And it's definitely grown on me over the years, because I remember a long time ago I did one of these like brackets where we had like Muse songs fight each other. I put something that you guys were really upset about over Citizen Erased. So before we start with this, I'm going to listen to the original Citizen Erased for just a bit. All right, now I think I got a good refresher on exactly how the song sounds. So I want to see if I can hear all the differences. Yeah, this part sounds pretty similar. This first guitar part. Pretty much exactly the same. The yellow lights. Oh, I got a tattoo. Okay, the drums sound a little cleaner. Okay, that sounds different. It sounds a lot more crisp. Before there's like this synth. There's like this synth that like overwhelms the guitars and bass, I feel like, on this part, but if you can hear the instruments better here. Ooh. And it created room for that when the singing comes in, there's like this like pad of like an organ or a synth pad in the background. You can hear that way better now. Oh, and the background guitar. They created so much more space. It's the same vocals. Let's see that chorus, baby. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that sounds so much better. Oh, the vocals on the sides. It's so different there. Oh my god. I feel like I just took some drugs and I can hear like every single detail, like way too much. Like, oh my god, when you hit that chorus, I can hear every little piece of distortion within the guitar. That is all muddied out in the original mix. Have I ascended? Oh, the tom sounds so much better there too. Let's hear the lead guitar part here. They put chorus on it. And it's either a delay in the right headphone or it's replayed in the right headphone, but I feel like it's delay. Because it adds to like that ethereal atmosphere of this section. It really contrasts it more with the really dark, heavier parts. Let me go back a bit. Also, it's louder. I remember I listened to the original Citizen Erased a little while ago, and I was a little disappointed about how certain parts that I really liked were so quiet. This part is the headline of this section, and they bury it. I'm like, why? They give it so much more life in this mix. Yeah, you can hear every individual note. I'm trying to hear around the lead part though, because everything's changed. So I want to hear the other stuff too. Oh, I heard delay in the vocals there. Yep, heard it again. Nice. It's so weird hearing something you've heard like 300 times, 3,000 times with like subtle differences. I mean, it's not that subtle if you're versed with it, but if you had never heard them, I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but it's like surreal almost. It's very strange. I'm like, I know the more I listen to it, like I'm not going to be able to go back to the other one like at all. So that's going to be unfortunate. But also a good thing that we have this, for sure. Oh, the guitar sounds so good there. So much better. With the vocals too, those harmonies combined, like the way the harmonies are mixed in with the more reverbed, chorused out guitar, it all melds together so much better there, I think. And the drums just sound way more crisp too. Let's hear that solo. That's my favorite part of the song. More crisp. I got chills. One of the things that makes me sad about the live version of this song is that it's impossible to exactly recreate some of those like slides he does with his knob. I don't know exactly what the terminology for the technology is, and when they do it live, so he kind of like improvises a little bit there. The way the guitar bends up and down with those slides though, it's just auditory perfection in a way that can't be mimicked any other way. So hearing it in the studio version, crisper, is transcendent. I swear to God. There wasn't too much change in the solo other than it just sounded a lot crisper, I think. I'd have to listen to them side by side again just to be 100% sure. But that was my first takeaway. And I loved it. All right, the outro now. The drum fill sounded better there. I guess they must have redone the drums because I swear they sound so different. Probably sound the most different. Ooh. So I don't know if they're redoing the whole album or not. Okay, the guitar sounds so much better there too. The tone has been improved by like 90%, I swear. Okay, this part might be the biggest change, honestly. I'll admit, this part, sometimes I'm almost like I just want to skip to the end. It sounds so much better. I will never skip this again. This sounds like the live versions do, but with strings. I hear those strings. Oh my God, it sounds so much better. What? I could hear everything. It feels like a new song. It feels like a new song. The ending feels like a new song. The rest, there were things that I noticed that I was like, wow, that's really cool. But that final section has doubled in quality. I swear to God. In my mind, it has doubled in quality. No joke. The one complaint, just to get my one negative out of the way, I guess I realize now that they're probably not going to be doing the whole album, considering the fact that at the end they didn't have the weird sounds that continue into micro cuts, because that transition is really important to a lot of people. I don't feel like they would get rid of that if they were making the whole album. But that's kind of like a meta complaint. They had them at the beginning of the transition into the section, though, so it was weird that they took them away completely. I thought they'd bring them back at the end. Anyways, I mean, I think my reaction kind of told enough there. I don't know if I really need to say too much more.
We're working on and listening to the remix of Origin of Symmetry. 20 years ago that album came out, and we kind of feel like it's time to kind of shake it up a bit, like remix it, make it sound a bit more up to date. You know, back then we didn't have much time when we were making records. We were kind of like a little bit rushed. We had like maybe like a couple of days to mix the whole record, so it's nice to revisit the multi-track and have a listen. So like, for an example, Citizens Erased, we noticed on the original there's this kind of like phasing sound that's kind of going across everything, and I felt like you couldn't really sort of hear the piano and the strings very well. So essentially on the ending we wanted to make those a much more of a feature, and we turned off that kind of weird phasing sound, and it kind of is the original mix. And now if you go to new mix,
that's really all we got in here. Hopefully they talk about it more in the future, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad they got rid of the phasing for the chunk of that, but I feel like at the end they could have brought it back for that transition if they're going to still make the whole album. It looks like that they're planning on doing the whole album. So, I don't know, I guess we'll see. You guys can let me know in the comments, but
you can hear so much more of the strings, you can hear the Abbey Road reverb things, you can hear the piano sound, and it just kind of feels much more true to what we meant, I think.
I felt like I was understanding for the first time why people love that song so much towards the end there, which I never, like I said, I never had the same passion that a lot of core Muse fans do for that song, even though I still would objectively give it a 10. I still love the song. It's still one of my go-tos, but it just wasn't in my top tier. I mean, I might have to revisit my tier list after that. So I guess I'll go off and do Megalomania now too. Okay, well, Megalomania has always been one that I really liked. Maybe more so than the average Muse fan even. The beginning of that sounded like there is going to be a lot less of that phasing again, which is interesting. They actually picked the two songs that kind of have like that phaser sound, because this one has it at the beginning. I don't think it runs for much of the rest of the song, but sounds like there were strings. Love the animation back there. Whoa. I really need to hear where this goes. Break the laws you've learned. Dum, 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 bum. Okay, well, there's a lot of changes there. It's so much clearer. What? His voice, I mean. I mean, I don't think there's any debate. This is just a drastic improvement. You know what I'm hoping is that in them revisiting Origin of Symmetry here, they're going to get some ideas for their next album, because they're going to spend a lot of time with Origin of Symmetry now with all these remixes. My one complaint, and it's very minor, is that I was hoping that that guitar would be a little bit more prominent, because I love the Spanish guitar vibe of this song. It's still clearer and better heard than in the original, but yeah, everything else, oh my god. His voice is so much better in this one. There's a lot more compression on it, which is, you know, it is what it is, but that's what makes it sound so crisp and clear and in your face. Oh. Oh my, the bass! That bass is fat. Like, I know the organ's the obvious thing to go to, right? Like, it's obviously a massive organ, but I kind of expected that. I didn't expect the bass to pop out so much with so much fuzz and grit and thickness. Ugh. I can't wait to hear the outro. Oh yes, I heard that string part a little clearer. Love that. I will say with the added compression they've put in the verses to make it pop a little harder, there's a little bit less of a dynamic change from verse to chorus, but I'm okay with that because I think the quality improvement is worth it. I think the verses sound way better. Oh my, I can hear everything in his voice. Whoa, his tone there. Oh my god. This animation too. The backing vocals! The backing vocals are like one of my favorite parts of the song. They're standing out so much. Yes! Oh my god. Yes! Do you hear that bass? Chris, you're gonna have to tone it down. Okay, well again, that was just another objective improvement. I'm not going to even make any arguments about it. Oh, let's check the other video.
Talk about Megalomania now.
On the original, that we had the, the tendency back in those days to make it sound like some old vintage record or something,
right?
Like some record from the 20s.
Especially in the verses, which they totally got rid of that. Especially in the intro too.
Slightly different approach with the new one.
So when again hearing that and what a cool sound that was, and the fact that it's a real authentic original church organ.
The strings are way clear. Yeah.
The original.
The chromatic string. Sort of yeah, you hear that?
Sounding, yeah.
But you also hear when he swaps from version to version how much louder it gets. That's just the product of over the years songs have gotten louder too. And that's part of the compression thing I mentioned. But it didn't just get louder, like they didn't just bring up the levels of everything. They brought up the levels of specific things too. Like the string part, which you heard that chromatic string, and that type of thing is what makes music to me. I mean, when you can't hear it as clearly, it's just sad, especially when it's such a beautiful part. Right there.
And this string part here. The original, really sort of small sounding, yeah.
I didn't listen to these side to side. I did with Citizen Erase, so I probably didn't even pick up on how drastic the change was. After this, I'm going to go back and listen to both. And
overall, yeah.
So they just did this
themselves. Probably changed the most.
Yeah, it's quite radical. Yeah.
He said this is the track we changed the most. So I'm guessing they did all of them. Yeah, that change was so big. But one of the things I really love about this is it means that when you show when you show Muse to people, they're going to get it more, I feel like, because the way sounds have changed over the years. Like they said, they wanted to bring it more up to date. Like people are going to be able to hear this and understand what the original intent was better than they would if you played them the original content. Really cool, because it means that maybe potentially, especially with them releasing it on their YouTube channel and promoting it, everything, hopefully they're going to play some of these live again, but that more people are going to start hearing their original stuff again, and maybe the style will come back. Like I said, hopefully they'll be inspired by it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If they release the whole album, I will react to the whole thing, so you can look forward to that, I guess. I'm not planning on being back regularly necessarily, just still figuring stuff out. So maybe I'll have an update video on that at some point. But for now, hope you enjoyed this. Peace.